Hi there, how are you? I'm Dani Henderson, spiritualtherapist.com. What does that mean? It means that I am a spiritual mentor for all of my life, and I am also a qualified therapist in Western medicine. So, where you need mental, emotional help, where you need to understand how to heal from your inner child injuries, from your relationship injuries, from the way that you talk to yourself, I'm the person for that. And if you want a one-to-one private session, it's DaniSpiritualTherapist.com. And Dani is spelt Dani. It was Danielle, then I changed it to Dani when I was around 18. As we go through life, different vibratory resonances, names we call ourselves, things we feel into, they shift and they change. That's part of your own natural ascension. And if your name's the same from birth, that's part of your ascension. Don't judge it, just go with it. So I just wanted to bring you a little update. I have a really beautiful channel on YouTube. I'm so grateful for it. I say it's my small but mighty channel. I can't even tell you the people, the caliber, the beautiful, loving souls that I am gifted to interview on my channel. These are people who are world thinkers, who come from the heart, who come from love first. And they're people and children who have had experiences on planet, off planet, have been judged their whole lives, have never felt like they belong in the physical body, have had true real life attention and connection to upstairs and downstairs and whatever that means to you. If at this stage my discussion on upstairs and downstairs doesn't resonate, send you my love and goodbye. It's okay. You don't need to be here. You don't need to comment. You don't need to be a troll. You don't need to be an angry, wounded human that listens to something that you go, oh, I don't believe in that. I have to attack. You don't have to attack, my love. You don't have to attack. Just take a breath and move along. It's really that easy. And humanity is coming to a point of acknowledging that. We don't need to try and course correct everybody. We don't need to infiltrate or enforce what we think. You know, I've had partners in my lifetime who have really enjoyed my outrageousness or my loudness or my excitement or my exuberance or my discussions on space and planet and, you know, my psychology training and my experiences from childhood, seeing the dark side, seeing the light side. And it's very intriguing at first. And then I've had people, men in particular, who've come in and gone, oh, that's really exciting. I really like that about you, Dani. And then they're like, oh, I don't like that about you, Dani. Can you stop talking to people? Can you stop laughing so loud? Can you just stop? So this happens to all of us. And so what happens is at this stage of life in this beautiful 2022, it is the 13th of June, 2022. 13 is a very, very lucky number. So lucky. The ancients that we tend to draw our information, technology, guidance from, there's so much blocking that's happened. I mean, one story in life is if you look at, you know, let's say World War II, there were certain countries that would take the art, the architecture, the books of the day that were enhancing human understanding, and they would burn them. There have been many times in life where that's happened. There's one such event back in the day that was literally called the bonfire. You know, a bonfire when you make a fire outside, bonfire, the bonfire of the vanities. And it was headed up by this Catholic monk who was like, this is how the world should be, and blah, blah, blah. And he had people from his church that would go around, knock on the doors of those who were perceived to have wealth, and would take their artworks, their beautiful ancient Renaissance and before artworks, and they were called vanities. Nobody was allowed to own something beautiful to look at. It had to be, you know, bread and water and God. And honestly, if you just feel into who you are as a loving being, really, you're run by some kind of Nazi arsehole. I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyway, they would take people's possessions. They would accuse them of having too much money, too much power, too much vanity, and they would burn their possessions. And it was known as the bonfire of the vanities. Now we see that somewhat today, but it's a lot more less obvious, where being taken away from restrictions, the way we think, the things we believe in. We're so oppressed by this religious dogma that isn't love. You know, there's so many ways that we're told, if you want to go to a slightly religious adventure right this moment, there's so many ways that we're told God is love. What is God? God is creator. God is love, essence for humanity. So it doesn't matter what label you fall under, in what kind of group you follow in terms of religion or language or country or culture. You know, we are loving beings. You take an Islamic woman walking down the road in her hijab that sees a white little girl in her shorts and her t-shirt falling in the road. Do you think that that Islamic woman in her hijab is going to ignore the falling of that little girl falling in the street? No, what happens is human instinct kicks in, and love overrides everything. That's just one small example. But what I wanted to get to today is there's a lot of us under an enormous amount of stress. We're so stressed. Oh my God, everywhere you look, June 13th, 2022, there's stress on every level. I just want to remind you, darling, don't take it all on in one go. It's not possible. It's not possible to put out every fire or every pain. Take one thing at a time. Today, I had a water leak. I live in Costa Rica right now. Floods came, the roof is coming down. We just had the roof repaired and paid for. And today it's coming down again. And so a new set of builders, contractors go on the roof. They're like, oh no. When the person who did the roof was putting the roof together, they didn't overlap the overlappings that stops the water coming in. They did the minimal. And so the water is more powerful. Water is so powerful. So it's broken through, breaking through. So now there's flooding. This house is on the market. We're not going to sell this house knowing that there's dampness, knowing that there could be mold, knowing that the air quality might harm someone. Who does that? And if you're someone that does that and just wants to get rid, get shot, move on, have a little look at that. Have a little thinky-dink about how your mind works. We can't do everything, but I believe that it is our duty to do the best that we can, the most loving that we can, to help our brothers and our sisters who are all at different ages, stages of knowledge, of wealth, of love, of care, of ability, in all the ways that that word matters. Mobility to move through love, mobility to understand what's happening, mobility to say, I'm going to stop. I don't believe in this. I'm going to start thinking over here. I'm going to have a thinky dink about what's happening on my planet. And I'm going to look at the hierarchical structure, and I'm going to question the authority that's telling me what to think and do and be and feel and say. And I'm going to draw over here, and I'm going to take a minute. So arrest your own mobility in the things that you are driven by, which is primarily, in a primordial manner, it's love. As we go through this stressful time, for some people, they're just dancing through it. I'm happy for them. I genuinely am happy for you if you are dancing through this time. Oh, you are so lucky. You are so blessed. Maybe you've already done your work in whatever realm, but for the majority, it's no picnic right now. So how can we help ourselves without going to the gym, without getting outside, without having to go to a doctor, without having to seek anything outside of ourselves? Here's one of the first things that you can do. Here's one of the greatest treasures that you own. It is your breath. And in knowing and owning your breath, you own your brain chemistry. And these are things that are largely hidden from us on this planet. Here's what you do. You take a breath in through the nose. Just by doing that, you are releasing your own natural brain chemistry. And I don't care how sick you are, how sick you've been told you are, or what you've been told to believe or think about your breath. No one can take this from you. And if they do, question them. You are a soul inside of a physical vessel, a body. No one has the right to tell you how to create and manifest and put breath and life into your own brain chemistry. This is your brain. This is you. This is yours. Your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your lover, your husband, your wife, your parent, your teacher, your rabbi, your bleh. No one owns this but you. Breathe in. When you do that, you're releasing 3 brain chemistries: serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins. No one can take that from you. That's yours. When you breathe out, put your hand on your belly, on your tummy, on your stomach. Push the breath out and down into the belly, because guess why? When you push out, you oxygenate your blood cells. Your blood cells receive the oxygen from breathing in. 3 brain chemistries: serotonin, dopamine, endorphins. Breathe down into the body. Put that oxygen into your blood cells. We've all been this. We've all been this. No one can prevent that. You're amazing. You're beautiful. You're powerful. You're magical. And if you tell yourself that you are not, who is telling you that? Is it you telling you that? Are you being a victim or a martyr or I don't deserve? It's bollocks. You deserve everything. Everything. We deserve to breathe. We deserve to play with our own body chemistry. After you've taken those breaths in and you choose to oxygenate your beautiful body, go to the mirror and go look in your eyes. Go look in your beautiful eyes. Your eyes. The seat to your soul, the light to your wisdom, the light to all the ages of every stage you've ever lived. No one has your permission. No one, not one. Someone, no one, and no thing can tell you not to look into your eyes. And when you get close to your eyes, and like you look in your eyes, look in your pupils, and look around the outside of your pupils, and guess what? Oh, there was a flash there. When you look into your black pupils, look around the pupils, and you will notice color. Color. I call them the flowers of the eyes. Color. There's color there. That's part of you. And then when you look from the pupils to the flowers around the eyes, then look at the color of the eyes. Mine are blue, green, sometimes they're gray. It depends on my emotion. A lot of us with blue eyes, our eyes change color. Brown eyes can go hazel, can go green. We're all shades of everything. So when you look into the full body color, you'll see every event you've ever gone through is recorded in the eyes. This is the Egyptian ancient science known as iridology. But even if you don't even go down that road, look into your pupils, into the pupils. Go to the mirror without fogging the mirror up. Look into your pupils and then say, hello, hello. Say hello to yourself. Just say hello to yourself. And those of you that mock and laugh, 2 of those for you. 2 of those. We ain't got time for you anymore. This is about our return to love, our return to self. So when you look into your pupils, darling, and you really do feel in and you say hello to you, look at what comes up. You might feel ridiculous, you might feel angry, you might feel sad, you might want to cry. Go with whatever comes up. Go with it. This is how we connect back into ourselves. We've all been raised, bar none, to stay away from ourselves, to always look outside. Now is the time to go in. Now is the time to connect in. You don't even know, most of you, how absolutely amazing and beautiful and magical and powerful you truly are. You truly are. If you only knew, if you only knew. I'm doing my bit to help you remember who you are. You're amazing. You're amazing. Something else to do right now. There's a lot of us in pain. We're angry. He did this and she did that. And my mom and my dad and my grandma and my uncle and my teacher and my boss and my husband and my lover and my cousin and my da, 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 da. It all matters. It all matters because it hurts. But how do we get rid of that hurt? If we are only invested in hurting that person back, we are stuck with them. That's called an emotional hook. We are emotionally hooked with them energetically for eternity. You may have had several lifetimes with that person, hitting a bandwidth, hitting a frequency, engaged, 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 engaged. Who needs to win? When you're engaged in the battle, you can't be who you are. You're never going to be who you are. So how do you help you get rid of that? Write that letter, write that email, make that phone call with the intention of not worrying about what the other person says or does or doesn't do. If you want to heal from something, be your own light and decide, I'm going to heal from this. And you can stand in front of a mirror and you can imagine the person that you consider that hurt you the worst is standing in front of you. Unload, 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 give it to them. Empty out. Better to do that than to engage in something they can write back from, where you're engaged in having an outcome. You need to empty out. And then once you've emptied out your rage, your disgust, your pain, your anger, then take a breath in through the nose. Endorphin, dopamine, serotonin, release into the body, down into the belly, oxygenate your blood cells. And then if there's any responsibility that you need to accept for that, take it. Take it. Do not go into victim, martyr, or narcissist mode. Everyone says it's this or it's this. It's never this or this. It's your truth, it's their truth, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. It's victim, it's martyr, it's narcissist. All of us can talk ourselves in and out of something. Something happens and you call your friend and your friend says, hey, they're just jealous, or hey, you did nothing wrong. We all have a level of accountability in something. Don't go there. Don't go there with, I didn't walk down the road and expect to be attacked. I know that journey. It's happened to me 3 times. The last time it happened, and I'm walking down a road in the jungle on my own, and a big giant man attacked me physically, December 2020. Thank goodness. I had my umbrella and I smashed that man in the face and I flipped my umbrella around and I jabbed him in the neck. And the minute I jabbed him in the neck, whatever demonic had hold of him left. And he's like, oh my God, what am I doing? I continued to beat that man with my umbrella and kick the shit out of him with my Dr. Martin boots. Okay. Do you know how many women I've shared as a therapist and as somebody with a small but mighty channel on YouTube? I've told so many people that story. And you know, and this is for the men and the boys too, to all of you. You know how many people said, thank you for fighting back. Whew, wasn't planning on that emotion coming up. Thank you. Thank you for fighting back. So to all of you, whatever age, male or female, whatever you've gone through, when somebody violates your physical body, whether it's a physical beating, whether it's a sexual attack, it is the worst. It is the worst. And some of us have wanted to end our lives. I was definitely one that's wanted to be dead. I couldn't cope with being attacked and violated that way, or anyone finding out the shame of that. It happens to more of us than we care to even acknowledge. That is not okay. It is never okay. We're at the point now of pushing back on all of that energy. So as delicate as this subject is, I am prepared to put myself honestly in sharing that it happened twice before and I didn't fight back. I couldn't. I was paralyzed. I was emotionally paralyzed. I was physically paralyzed. And do not feel sorry for me. This is not about Dani sharing her horrible stories. This is about shining a mirror back to you. And then sharing with you that the third time it was potentially happening, when the man had his hand like this to grab my neck, to get me on the ground, something in me, in my survival primordial essence, that had my umbrella in my hand, attacked back. And the attacker was so shocked and so frightened and wasn't aware, but he himself was possessed by darker, whatever it was. He was addicted to porn. He was very much wanting to do what he shouldn't be thinking of doing. And he picked the wrong bitch. Let's just leave it there, shall we? Just to not put humor into it, but try to just dissipate this little part of this message. So we don't accept, but we can't live our lives in hate or hatred. And it's not okay if something like that has happened to you. But there is a point where we have to be able to let go of that in order to continue in our lives. No one that harms us is allowed to take that from you, your life force energy, your continuation from you. You are so much more than that. You are so much more than that. So you write the letter, you stand in front of the mirror, you scream in the car, and you forgive you. You forgive you. Whatever happened to you, in the moment that it's happening, you have no choice, or you have a choice, but you are stuck. And the person inflicting said attack has domination, or had domination. When you come back from that event, and it might be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years on, which is very much the case in a lot of people that come to me for private sessions, you stop. That is my little gecko that will often just peep when I'm saying something important to someone out there who's going to get something from this little message that will mean a lot, I hope. I pray for you. So you only forgive you. That's it. That's it. You don't turn the other cheek. Balls to that. Will you turn the other cheek and they can punch in the other one? No, I don't incite violence. I am very for standing up for self. When someone's done you a terrible physical, emotional turn like that I have described on all of those levels, you love on you. You forgive you. Something may have happened outside of your control at that moment. You forgive you for that. And what happens is, energetically, everything that happened to you gets passed back to them, because you are letting go of that energy. And then they, whoever they are, wherever they are, their life force energy that they inflicted on you, that you've held in fear and pain and sorrow, you let that go, it can only go back to them. That's how energy works. I hope this makes sense. I hope that in my little description of this, make the call, write the letter. You never send the letter unless you're ready to. You never make the call for real unless you're ready to. But what you do is you take that pain, that agony, and with no expectation, you express that pain out of your body, your mind, your soul, and your heart. Now, in this day, June 13th, 2022, there's so much happening on your planet. There's so much happening off planet. There are so many people in charge of your planet. I don't care about you. I think most of us are figuring that out right now. So what we do, the beloveds, the masses, the ones with hearts, the ones with souls, the ones that know we are moving into a happier, greater world, but we're witnessing all the systems coming down. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it's terrifying at times. Yes, we're worried. We're worried about so much. There's so much that you can do. Taking a moment to breathe in, breathe out. Give yourself a moment's peace from worrying about how you're going to pay that bill, how you're going to do this, how you're going to do that. If you are completely consumed with the fear, the negatives win. When you allow yourself minutes, moments, seconds to breathe in, to breathe out, to give yourself rest from that dominant energy, you start to build your muscle. In this year, 2022, you're going to witness some of the greatest events of your life, some of the greatest technologies, some of the greatest people coming forward, some of the greatest love, the truths, the ancient truths of your planet coming to you. I'm so excited. One of the single greatest events of this year on our planet is happening in October. And it's October 21, 22, and 23 of this year, 2022. The website is galacticspiritualinformers.com. Some of the greatest, most loving minds of the last 50 years are coming together to bring you love, to bring you space information, to bring you humanity's information, to bring you technologies that were held from you, that heal us, that lift us up. We have people like Dr. Michael Salla, an expert in exopolitics. He reports on what's happening in government, in military, on and off planet. We have Alex Collier. Oh my God. Alex Collier was a little boy of 8 who found himself on a different craft, part of the Andromedan galaxy. Now we are programmed, oh, that's bullshit, oh, that's what you've been told. Those of you that know there is more to life, your mind is open to such concepts and such realities. How many of you have had to stay hidden? You never felt like you belonged. You never felt like you fit in anywhere. It's because of upstairs, downstairs. It's because you were put under this repression, these lies and this guise, these people that just want to own you and run you. They do not have power over you. They do not have autonomy over you. You want to know the greatest power on this planet? That they will never infiltrate. It's love. It's pure, unconditional love. It starts with you, my friend. Starts with you. Love for you, love for yourself. If you can't get there, that's your choice. If you want to put all your problems in front, if you actually breathing into your own body, if you actually taking a moment's space from all of the stress that you're around, that's up to you. But I'm telling you now, everything I've shared with you here are things I teach in my private sessions. But this isn't about me selling my wares. This is just about me coming to you from love. I've had back-to-back meetings today for this event, the Galactic and Spiritual Informers Connection. The people coming forward to speak to us, to you, are lovers of humanity. They love you. They love you. They're bringing their experiences. They're bringing their truths. They're bringing everything they can for you to enhance yourself. There's going to be hundreds and hundreds of people in the audience who feel just like you do, that want a sense of community, that want to feel connected. So I invite you, galacticspiritualinformers.com. That is the website. It'll be under the details here in this broadcast. But ultimately, I just want to send you so much love. I just want to send you so much light. I just want you to see me as a mirror. I'm just the mirror reflecting back how absolutely beautiful and amazing you are. You are. It doesn't matter who you're married to, who your parents are, who your boss is. Balls to them all. You came into this world alone, or maybe with a twin or a triplet. It's irrelevant. You still come in as an individual, whether it's in a test tube, through a womb, through the stomach of a cesarean. It doesn't matter. What matters is you as an individual soul being. You are beautiful and you matter. And if you tell yourself you don't, it's because you choose to tell yourself you don't. But you do, and you matter. You matter. Your voice matters, and you are important. So I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to put this on my little small but mighty channel, and I hope it brings you love. I hope it brings you a sense of remembering how powerful, how beautiful, how amazing you are. It's only you that can really tell yourself that you're not, that you're other. Those of us whose parents are dead, those of us who've lived a life of repression, check in with yourself. Now that your mum has passed you, or dad has passed you, or out of that family, what are the tapes and messages that play in your mind? Do you look in the mirror and say you're ugly, you're useless, you're stupid, you're fat, you're thin, you're worthless? Who's saying that to you? Did you as a beautiful child decide that? Or did someone else put that in you? And now if you're away from that person, or if they've even deceased, are you still playing that old lie? Time to imagine all of that stuff that somebody put in. Imagine it in a bubble, and grab that bubble and throw it into the light. Throw it into the light. Be done. Be done. Be done, bright one. Be done, beloved one. It's time to let go. It's only you that can do it, and you don't need years of psychology, psychiatry, and therapy. It's a very simple ask that you do for yourself. And I'm gifting you this just with my pure love, just holding up a mirror for you to remember how absolutely beautiful you are. My name is Dani Henderson. I am a spiritual therapist. I send you my love, and I will see you soon. Be love, know love, spread love.